Are you able to fix it?
Go into it thinking yes. It's missing a lot of pieces though. So if you find any, let me know.
Definitely.
And
Saw
if you
some.
let me know if you find it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's hard to miss.
It was,
You would think.
yeah.
And here we are. Unable to find him. You can usually just follow the trail of hair. Sheds a lot.
Hello everyone and welcome to Magic Kingdom Keeper. My name is Michelle and today we are going to be talking about why you might like Galaxy's Edge, or what I like to call Star Wars Land, at Disneyland and Disney World, even if you aren't a huge Star Wars fan. Hi. Alright, well, this is the first animal interruption. Shakoba, say hi to your loving audience. Alright, so back to what I was saying. Why you might like it even if you don't like Star Wars a lot. So I personally am not a huge Star Wars fan. I remember watching episode 4, which is the first Star Wars movie ever made, in one of my English classes when I was in, 7th or 8th grade, and we had to pick it apart, talk about archetypes, do all that stuff, and that has never made me enjoy a movie more, so that's probably one of the aversions I've had to it, but I do know a lot of references. I haven't been living under a rock. Star Wars is very popular, so, I do know Darth Vader and Anakin and Obi-Wan and whatever. I know a lot of those things. But speaking of me not really being a huge Star Wars fan, I am wearing a Star Wars dress today. There are a bunch of things on it. There are lightsabers, C-3PO saying, "Oh my," Yoda, R2-D2, the Death Star, all sorts of stuff. And this super, super cute dress was actually made by my lovely, talented cousin. And she actually was making it for to be a nightgown, and she wasn't super into it, how it looked, and it wasn't what she wanted. There was a little more ruffle than she wanted, but she sent it to me, which I never say no to free clothes, especially when they are lovingly made by a family member, and I actually really, really like this dress, but instead of a nightgown, I actually made it into a dress by belting it. It just gives it some shape. It is very, very cute. So, not a huge Star Wars fan. I gave my reasoning, hate me if you will, but I love Galaxy's Edge. So there are a few reasons and I'll go over those, but first I'll talk about my experience there. So the first time I went was in 2019 in September at Disneyland, and I went with my dad, who is a huge Star Wars fan and absolutely loved it, and me seeing his joy in it definitely helped me appreciate it. But when I was there, Rise of the Resistance was not open yet, which my dad was very disappointed at, but luckily we'll be going in a few years to Disney World and he'll be able to go on that. So we only went on Smugglers Run, which is a cool ride, but it hasn't always been my dream to captain the Millennium Falcon, so it wasn't, the coolest thing ever for me. And then I also, in October of 2020, went to Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios at Disney World, and the Rise of the Resistance is open there, and holy moly, best ride ever. I almost cried when I got off. I'll talk more about that, and that is from someone who doesn't have that Star Wars knowledge or, that attachment to Star Wars, but I was lucky enough, because we were only at Hollywood Studios one day, I was lucky enough to get a boarding pass, and it was very, very exciting. So, this is the chillest dog ever, by the way. I have experience at Galaxy's Edge. That's what I was trying to remember, and that is where all of this information will be coming from, and I do have some footage that I'll put in, which will hopefully help this video, even though looking at Shakoba for the whole time I talk about this isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm sure my cat will come join at some point. So, anyways, so Galaxy's Edge is, kind of a standalone land in both Disneyland and also Hollywood Studios. you walk in and it is like you're on a whole different planet, which is what they were intending. You know, everyone is dressed in the garb who works there. They say bright suns to greet you. They know the speak, and they, their name badges have writing from a different language, which I don't know what it is. And they have a few places to eat. Also Oga's Cantina, which is a very popular scene in the Star Wars movies, which I don't really probably have to tell anyone, but I did know about it. Also the Smugglers Run and the Rise of the Resistance ride, as well as a bunch of shops. So I'm gonna be hands down on this. I didn't really care about the shops, so I did not get footage in them. I only have footage from my Disney World trip, and honestly, during 2020, it was hard to get in the shops anyway, and I didn't want to take that time from people who actually wanted to shop. But we did eat at Ronto Roasters, and the Ronto wrap is delightful. We went on Smugglers Run, which I think was a 70-minute wait, 60 or 70 minutes. But honestly, we were fine waiting. Hollywood Studios ended up being our favorite day, so that was no problem. And also, we, of course, as I said, went on Rise of the Resistance, which I will talk about less since it is which I will talk about last, since it is kind of the piece de resistance of the Star Wars land. I can't even with this dog staring at me. You are so cute, Shakoba. Anyways, so, you know, the Smugglers Run is where you get to go into the Millennium Falcon and pilot it or engineer it or be a gunner. So the first time I went on with my dad, we were both engineers, so we sat in the back, and it was okay. You know, as I said, it wasn't the coolest thing ever, but all of the theming in the queue and, all of the theming in the queue was really cool. And now in 2020, as of right now, or as of October 2020, you actually got your own Millennium Falcon, so you could choose whatever you wanted. When we went on Smugglers Run at Disney World, my travel partner and I actually got to be pilots, both of us, and we both sucked hardcore. It was not good, but it was fun. And as I said, we ate at Ronto Roasters, and then we went on Rise of the Resistance. So this ride it's just so cool. It's kind of like 3 experiences in one. The queue is super cool, super beautiful, really well themed. There's a lot of cool stuff in all of the little like display cabinets, and I think we waited 30 minutes in the queue, and the first part, you know, you get on a ship and, you know, you're with a bunch of other people, but you can see the captain of the ship and you get to see some battling out in space. We did not have good seats, which is totally okay. But then when you get off that, you get intimidated by the bad people. The Order, that's what they're called, I think. You get kind of intimidated by them, and I laughed so hard just because when people try to intimidate me, I get awkward, and so I giggle a lot. But the actors did a great job.
Is this the best the Resistance can send us? If so, this is going to be easy. Where's your base? Your head to your base. Where is it?
What are you doing?
Where are we heading? Tatooine. This one.
And then you go to the trackless ride, which was just phenomenal. And since I've only been on it once, honestly, I don't remember what happens in all of it, but you get to pass under the AT-ATs or AT-ATs, I don't know. I've seen cute shirts that say cats, and they look like cats, which I'm into. But, and you get stalked by the bad guy, and it was just really cool. All of the effects are really cool. The trackless ride is absolutely amazing. And I almost cried when I got off that ride. And not that it's not normal for me to cry, but I don't care about Star Wars, and that ride was so cool that I just felt a really great emotion. Maybe there's adrenaline in there, I don't know, but I almost cried. And the really, really cool thing was that my travel partner wasn't super excited about Rise of the Resistance. She didn't know very much about it. And she was like, oh yeah, I don't really care if you get the boarding pass, which I had to get because it was a challenge and I needed to get it. And I followed all of the rules you can look up online, not rules, like the guidelines, to try to be better at getting it. And, whew, I'm making noise. Drac isn't. I don't know where he is. Then after we got off the ride, she was like, I'm so glad you got that. That was amazing. And so I'm really excited to go on that again when I go on a trip that I've just planned for August of 2021, which I'm really excited about, which I will probably talk about later because I love planning. So I'll probably make a video of planning. Anyways, those were the things I liked. There was also really good character interactions, and it's amazing. It's immersive. You will have fun whether or not you're a Star Wars fan. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great day.